back with another video with this month's ESN order. We have got three different flavours of whey protein this month. We've gone for the standard vanilla milk flavour 2 kilo, which I've already opened and started using. So 2 kilo of vanilla. We have also got 2 kilo of my next favourite flavour, stracciatella, which is like a vanilla mixed with like chocolate bits, strawberry cream, which is a new flavour to me, but thought I'd change it up this month, go for something a little bit different. Your standard Crank Pump Pro, we've gone for fresh cherry. I've still got a couple of tubs left from last month's order, so I just ordered the 1 tub this month of Crank Pump Pro, but that is my go-to pre-workout, 2 scoops of that pre. Bag in here, but we did get 2 bags of rice pudding. As standard, every month, always my pre-workout carbohydrate choice. And then we've got a couple of new things in here as well today. So we've got the standard daily apple cranberry flavour, or daily cactus fruit flavour, which I tried this morning, which is like, best thing to describe it, it's similar to is like a watermelon, not a watermelon flavour, like a honeydew melon flavour. Daily is a all-in-one formula, so you've got 10 grams of peptides in there, 2 different types of collagen peptides, Tendo Forte and Forte Gel. I'll put them up there in terms of what the benefits of those two are. We also have 5 gram of glutamine, which is good for gut health, digestion, 3 gram of creatine, and then 1.8 gram of leucine. So we have got the standard top up. They've changed the size of the tub a little bit on elite aminos. So blue raspberry elite aminos. I'm hoping they're going to start doing some different flavors in these as well, because these are my go-tos. Of Athlete Stack Men, which is obviously my vitamin stack. That's my morning supplement. Everything vitamin wise goes in there, along with the other tablets I get, which brings me to the next one, which is vitamin D3 and NAC. They're the only two I'm kind of running low on at the minute. I've spoke about these loads. NAC, big for organ support, anybody on cycle or assisted. Topped up on is iodine and selenium. Iodine and selenium really good for thyroid function, so something I've added into the off season when we're pushing food quite high, and I'll probably keep it in there during prep as well. So that flavouring to go in your drink. So during the days when I'm on work, that's going to be ideal. Spray oil, because I always go through that. 500 grams of creatine, which I pair with the daily in the morning, so I try and get over 10 grams of creatine per day. An ESN bottle, because you can't have too many. The only other 2 new things I've got, which I'm excited to try both of, is the sleep. So ESN sleep without melatonin. So they do it with melatonin one in Germany. So if you're anyone from Europe or in Germany, I don't know whether other parts of Europe they can ship to with the melatonin in, but if you're in Germany, you can get the melatonin one. This one's without melatonin in. However, it's still got precursors to melatonin like tryptophan in there. And they're all at very high doses. I can do another video going a bit more in depth into the sleep product, but I'm going to start using it over the next couple of weeks, see how much of an improvement I have with my sleep, because obviously that being one of the key things to growing, that plus the fact that I use a CPAP machine now as well, is probably going to play a big part in my recovery and be able to actually have more tissue in the off season. So it's going to be interesting to start using that. And then the other thing which I was excited to try, because I haven't tried many of the designer flavour powders at the minute, is a dark cookie salted caramel flavour powder. So plus it's got cookie chunks in as well, so I'm going to give it a smell test. My 2 favourite flavours at the minute are the caramel vanilla and the dark cookie flavour, so I thought these are both combined, so that's going to be a game changer when it comes to prep. Per serving, 9 calories. So if you fancy something sweet, either goes in yogurt, oats, things like that. And that is currently 25% off, or 20 or 25% off in the minute on the site as well. And yeah, that is this month's order. Right, I'm going to pack all this back up, and then I think I'm going to try and take you through a full day of eating if I can remember to do every meal. I always struggle with these and always forget whenever I'm filming them, so I'll try my best. So I'm going to pack all this back up, and then we will see what the first meal is. Meal 1. my head might be cut off, so I'll just bend down a bit. 80 grams of cream of rice. We are then going to do 50 grams of vanilla whey. Mix that up. Scoop of flavour powder. Sometimes as well, what I'll do is just do the flavour powder without the whey in and just the rice pudding, because that's just as good as having the whey in, to be honest. Especially when I go into prep in the off season, I'll probably switch the whey protein out for the whey protein isolate, which is like 0 carbs, 0 fat. Have that on the side as a drink, and then have the rice pudding with the flavour powder in instead as my start to the day. Just a little bit cleaner, but being in the off season, I'm not too worried about a couple of grams of fat and carbs. Plus, the main thing is obviously keeping it consistent at all times anyway. So I'll keep the whey protein in for now. Right, banana. I would normally chop this up with a knife, but for speed, getting it done and getting it eaten, I'm just going to throw it in, and it should be 100 grams, 93 grams, that'll do. Taste test with this new flavour. That's very good. That is my new go-to. Like I said before, my original go-to was the vanilla caramel flavour, and then this one is the dark cookie salted caramel flavour. So that is definitely going to be my new go-to when it comes to prep. And what's great about these is they're dead cheap. You get 83 scoops in a tub. They last for ages. I'm probably still, my head still probably cut off. They last for ages. And like I say, 9 calories per scoop if you're having things like Greek yogurt, oats, things that need flavouring that you typically want to have either whey with, and you don't want to add a scoop of whey for more protein or anything. You just want the flavour. These are the best things to go on. I hope ESN make a flavour of whey protein in this, because this is unreal. Right, I'm going to get that down. That's meal 1. I'll stick the macros somewhere up on screen, and then I'll see you at meal 2. So, meal 2, we've got 130 grams of rice pudding, and I've just used that flavour powder again, the dark choc. What's it called? Dark
cookie and salted caramel.
Dark cookie and salted caramel, which is the new go-to, I think. And then we've got 50 grams of isolate in a shake, just because of speed of digestion, and we're going to go train soon, so just easier to have them separate. It's going to digest a little bit quicker than having the whey protein in there. So I'm going to eat this, and then we're going to go to the gym, and then we've got back day number 2 to train, which I don't know whether I filmed last time, whether I filmed back day 1, I can't remember. But anyway, eat this. We're going to do, going to be 120 plus 4 times. You okay, mate? Hands 9, so 120 plus 4, we got 9 reps last week. The goal this week is to get 10. Right. See how this goes. Big thing I've noticed in terms of shifting my focus, trying to take away some junk volume, because that's what a lot of people do, chasing a pump, and I've been guilty of it as well. Just strip it back to the actual work that needs doing. So 2 sets max on most things, 8 to 12, and I'm hitting failure and I can't move the weight anymore. That's hit failure. I've got no spot to help me get +1 or more beyond failure, so training until I can't do any more reps, stop. That movement's, that set's done, move on. Next movement, and make sure the quality of what I'm doing is much better, rather than just throwing a load more cumulative volume in there of just drop sets and unnecessary things to try and chase more of a pump in the desired areas. And so far I've noticed a massive leap in progress in terms of what weight I'm moving. Still doing between like 6 to 8 working sets per session per body part. So like today's about 6-7 working sets on back, and we've got about 4 working sets on shoulders, and then we've got about 4-5 working sets on triceps. So still quite a lot of volume per session, but just not over the top doing it, but really training to that point of failure. It's a fine line you've got to ride between failing all the time, getting just enough volume to recover from, but not so little that you're getting all these people stressing about how much fatigue they're building up. So still pushing it to the limits until you get to a point where you are like you need a little bit of rest and a little bit more recovery time. But so far everything's working. 2 working sets on everything's doing really well, and I'm responding really well. So especially having the 2 back days in now with the split between the 2. So this is back day number 2. It being more upper back focused. I think I've already filmed this session. I can't really remember, but hey ho, we still roll with it. This is probably my 3rd back day out of the 2 of them. I don't know. No, I like both. Anything with a weak body part, I really enjoy training because I know I'm going to try and progress it as much as I can. So legs and back are my 2 favourite days in the minute. Right, set number 2. Second movement. T-bar row. This is one I see most people do wrong the majority of the time. Normally trying to throw the weight up, use momentum to move it. The main focus on this one is trying to pause at the bottom and try and open up the back as much as possible and open up the scapula. Try and get as much of a stretch out of it as possible, then contract, rather than banging the weight up and down. And you're going to get a much better connection and feel to the back doing it that way. This is still going to be more upper back focused. So leaning over, pulling a little bit wide at the elbow, and then that's going to hit more trap, rhomboid, middle back, but still feel a little bit lax. So pick up from there, the back drop a little bit, so I can still get that stretch there, still tension on, and there, pull back down, nice, slow, stretch, there. Save it, go up. 3 plates. Should be 7 reps minimum, but we'll see how it feels. Normally I have a pad on here that allows you to get a little bit more stretch, but I found just sinking back a little bit, working with the angle is a little bit more with you. You can still get that stretch, but it still feels a bit more comfortable having this tiny thing pressing against your sternum. Just kills, so hopefully get a little bit more than 7. Forearms trying to work back, so you don't need the forearms fatiguing before the back. Yep. Sit there. Right. Right. Two and a half weights per side for the last movement on rows for about 12. Anyway, even for about 10 plus on this. The key on this one's not leaning over too much. We're not leaning right over here like you see most people do. Just a slight lean offset, so we're pulling in line with that. Keeping it on the lap for the whole movement, spine neutral. So we're not bending over one way. We're keeping the spine neutral, which is where the lat joins to, so it's allowing to contract and wrap around rather than just leaning into it, sort of defeating the object of the movement. So, there, spine neutral, locked in, reach, stretch, on the lat. Using that for stability, pushing through there. And the whole time imagining I'm trying to push away and up rather than letting the trap engage and pull it up, which is what my traps tend to do. And even with just 10, that feels really hard. that's hard. It felt pretty comfy for 10, so. Eight and a half. Fun. Start with left arm first, weak arm first. So you're able to stretch that long head loads. So two ways of doing these. Yeah, elbow in the same position, carried out. And I like to 10, 15 reps on these. That's both arms done. And that is a wrap on back and tries and shoulders. Time to eat food. And now we have 100 grams of cream of rice, even though she doesn't want to be in the video. And you probably won't be, because I probably edited the tiny clip, the 3-second clip we're doing it. 100 grams of rice pudding, which is better than cream of rice, and 50 grams of whey post-workout, and then I've got PT in about 30 seconds, so get this down, see you at the next meal. I'm back in the car again. Just finished PT. No wonder people record from this angle, it makes your arm look ginormous. But it's really not, it's really, really small. That's what she said. Right, finished PT. We're on the way to Aldi to get some food. Yeah, we got to prep some food, eat some meals, and get there for 6 PM. It's now 4:30. I've got to leave at 5:30 to be able to get there for 6. So not a ton of time. So we're going to shoot into Aldi. Might need to grab some microwave rice for some chicken and rice meals. Yeah, so that was 40 quid. It's not just my food, it's Grace's food as well, but for me that's only going to really roughly last me 2 days. When I think about it in my head, a 600 gram pack of chicken normally reduces down to about 400 gram, which is ridiculous, which is 2 cooked weight meals of chicken for me. They are like £5 now, something like that, for 600 gram of chicken, I think. £4 for beef, so that's £9 per day on chicken and beef. Salmon, £3, so that's 9, 10, 11, £12. They're all my meats for the day, £12 of meats. And then plus rice, you're talking half a bag of rice, dry jasmine rice, £2.39 it was for a kilo, so I do half a kilo of that cooked. No, that's not right, actually it's less than that. I think a bag is about a third of a bag lasts me a day in dry weight. 800 grams cooked weight, so you're talking a third of £2.39, so we've got £12, 13, 14, £15, £16, £50, 20 quid a day food wise for eating 5,000 plus calories a day. Now obviously, given that I get all my rice pudding and my whey is all via ESN, so that's obviously helpful for me. But I have done the whole of last year's prep buying all that food, buying the cream of rice, buying away. So yeah, it's made a hell of a difference having a sponsor behind me this year. So shout out to ESN, thank you very much. It's much appreciated. Something which I do not take for granted at all. I've worked very hard for a very long time to get to the point where I'm able to have a sponsor and someone support me through my bodybuilding. So you know, it's not been just handed out. I've worked very, very hard to get to that point, that being content or staying committed to the goal and keeping it going and staying consistent. So yeah, again, there's 4 minutes of waffle gone, so I'm gonna go home and we're gonna get the next meal in. The next meal, we have got 200 grams of rice, 200 grams of chicken, and then I was meant to have 20 grams of peanut butter with my pre-workout meal, but I didn't have it, so I'm going to add it to this meal now. I've got some beef. Them beef burgers are in the air fryer, and then we are going to have to run to work because it's about 5:10 now. I need to leave in 15 minutes-ish, so I need to eat this, get a shower changed, and be out the door in within 15 minutes with food prepped. So wish me luck. I don't know how well I'm gonna get that done. Rice is in the rice cooker. Yeah, I'm wasting more time speaking, so we'll see where we're at in about 2 minutes. Well, we made it. There we go. Yeah, we made it. 5:30 now, and we've just got back in the car. I managed to obviously eat that chicken and rice meal. I got a shower. That the rice that was in the rice cooker had finally cooked, just about. If anybody has a rice cooker though, everybody knows that the rice kind of needs to sit in the rice cooker for a bit before you take it out for it to be like properly done. So I had to take it out before that point. Hopefully ends up where it like soaks up the water and goes how it's meant to go. There is 3 meals made within like 2 minutes. So anybody who says, oh fucking hell, road ahead closed, I'll have to turn around. The more simple you make things, the easier it becomes to prep, and like the less you think of food as being something which needs to like taste phenomenal every meal. then the better you're going to get at prepping that food. I think a lot of people just are used to so much variety in their diets nowadays, when in reality, going back to when all we could do was forage for things and find things that were available to us, you wouldn't have that like choice of so much variety of different things. There would be one or two things. Wouldn't have the choice of like home now. Last meal of the day, being quiet because it's quite late. We've got one beef meal to eat. Also got my salmon meal to eat. So what we're going to do is tread on a puddle of water on the floor. Nice. I'm going to just combine two meals together, so don't always recommend doing that, but rather than missing meals, I'd rather get the meals in I'm meant to get in. So we're going to do salmon plus the beef meal. So we have 200 grams of salmon, 200 grams of beef, 200 grams of rice, and then the only other thing to add to this is going to be 15 grams of almonds and cashew nuts. Normally it's meant to be macadamia nuts, but they're really hard to find in any other supermarket other than like the big ones like Morrison's, and I can't be bothered going to one shop specifically for macadamia nuts, so I'm going to order some online at some point again. But for now, almonds, cashews, 15 grams of them. Gonna eat this last meal of the day. We'll stick the total macros up on screen of what we've done today, and that is a current full day of eating in the off season. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.